Is Rand from the Crypto Banter going to jail? We gotta break this down. Now, everyone in cryptocurrency should know who the Crypto Banter is. They're one of the biggest cryptocurrency channels out right now and has seen some explosive growth during the last bear market. Okay, so why do we think that Rand may be going to jail? And this is gonna surprise a lot of you guys, but it all seems very petty, and it seems like Ben Armstrong is just getting back at Rand. You'll see why. Now, we all know that Ben Armstrong was let go from his own company in BitBoy Crypto, and one of the first people to report on the situation was Rand from Crypto Banter. Now, Ben Armstrong thought they were cool, but it turns out their relationship was really just conditional. And as soon as the story broke, of course, Rand was going to talk about it because it was the hottest thing in cryptocurrency. Everyone was talking about it. Now, I don't know their relationship. I don't know how well they actually knew each other, but Rand was kind of dancing on Ben Armstrong's grave, right? He was kind of like making light, not light, I would say, but pretty much making fun of the situation. And Rand was one of the first people who got the details of the lawsuit against Ben Armstrong from Hit Network. Now, I think that the lawsuit was probably leaked to him, but we don't know. But let's just say Rand, read it out on stream and it didn't look too good. This morning, Rand from the Crypto Banter read details about the lawsuit during his live stream.
Plaintiffs began to discover a pattern of misconduct by Armstrong, including, inter alia, theft and mishandling of company assets, physical and verbal abuse and threats, being under the influence or in possession of substances while on company premises. He was taking money from the company, $50,000 a month, and paying it to a company which was allegedly owned by Cassie, who is the lady that Ben was allegedly having an affair with. Physically attacking company employees on company premises by groping, grabbing, punching, pulling, thrusting, tackling, placing hands on, bending over, throwing full bottles of protein shake, and or engaging in lewd, obscene, and humiliating nature and verbally abusing company employees.
And of course, Ben Armstrong was pissed because he thought Rand was his friend and those sorts of things. But again, apparently that friendship was conditional. And Rand did have a shit-eating grin when he read out the details of that lawsuit. But, they're pretty funny details. And now that Ben Armstrong once again has a social media presence, he's probably going to go on a revenge tour, and it looks like the first one on his hit list is Rand because he made a video saying that he could be arrested. Let's check it out.
But the fact is that there are some people in the government. Apparently, there was a list of crypto influencers that was leaked. And I was shocked. Not by the names on the list. I was shocked at the name that wasn't on the list. Everybody was going for me now. I went on the list. So thank God.
So apparently there was a list leaked of influencers going to be targeted by the CFTC or the SEC. And allegedly Ben Armstrong isn't on there, but I highly doubt that. Let's continue.
I tell you what. So basically, the long and short of it is there have been a lot of influencers that, for whatever reason, they were trying to find dirt on. One of those is a friend of mine. Naomi Brockwell was on that list, or some call her Natalie. No one calls her Natalie. That was a joke. Naomi Brockwell was on the list along with Tatiana Moritz. And, Tatiana is a singer. She's one of the early, she was the first person to ever sell CDs for Bitcoin. Very surprised to see them both on that list. But they're both libertarians, and I believe they both worked with the Free State Project that was up in New Hampshire, along with Roger Ver and Eric Voorhees, and Craig Wright was involved at some point. Bitcoin Bell, who's not even a person anymore. Well, she exists, but not in character according to crypto. But these people are going after her. But there's one crypto YouTuber on the list that a lot of people know, and that is Rand Neuner. Is Rand in big trouble? Well, when you got people having the crosshairs on you and you're running a big YouTube channel, I don't know. It looks like maybe they're going after him. So we'll see what happens there with Rand and Crypto Banter. Definitely they've had their, a long history of run-ins in the past. Zach XBT went after them, and then they made good with Zach XBT, and, he said they were doing the best they could. Well, we'll see if everybody thinks that, because...
That's hilarious. So Zach XBT is an on-chain detective. He actually went after Ben Armstrong too, but I don't think Zach XBT and Ben Armstrong really made up. But it turns out Zach XBT actually went after the Crypto Banter as well, and they made up. Now this is funny because I haven't seen this list. I don't think anybody else has seen this list. And Ben Armstrong may just be putting things out there that are absolutely not true, but obviously he's doing this to get revenge. Let's continue.
There are a lot of people that have a lot of issues with that channel, and I think that, goes around, comes around, I guess. That's what they say, boys. But the fact is that there are many other names on the list of people that you know and love.
He said what goes around comes around, which means, you know, you want to talk crap about me? Well, I'm going to talk crap about you. Now, he's got to be careful, you know, with this, because this could really affect, you know, Crypto Banter, saying the Crypto Banter is in huge trouble, major crypto arrest, right? That's what he's implying, right? I don't know if that's some sort of defamation, but remember, Crypto Banter, you know, they're a company that has money, and Ben Armstrong is struggling to put together money for his new cryptocurrency company. So he has to be careful who he picks fights with. I mean, this could end badly for Ben Armstrong, but he's doing it for clout like he always does, right? This is Ben Armstrong in his truest sense. And I don't know if this is a good fight to pick, but let's continue.
Or love to hate. We got Vitalik Buterin on the list. Charles Hoskinson. Some of those guys from that All-In pod, which I've been very critical of the All-In pod because they were VC dumping Solana. You guys know, where are my Solana soldiers at? Walk like a Solana soldier. Solana soldiers, where you at?
So he's roasting the Solana community, excuse me. But he says that Charles Hoskinson and Vitalik are on the list. So, you know, if those guys are on the list, how serious can it be?
These are people who are dumping on you guys. Can't remember the guy's name. What's the guy's name? David Sat, I think is his name. Some other people who are on the list: Ricardo Spagni, also known as Fluffy Pony, developer from Monero, or was at one point. I think he actually got arrested for stealing some cookies or something at some point. I think that's a true story, or at least somewhat of the narrative of the story that was going on there. There were some other people. David Bailey, CEO of Bitcoin Magazine, puts on the Bitcoin conference every year. He was on that list. Tons of people on that list. Not everybody definitely that deserved it. Many people, I suggest people look it up. Now, look, is this a true story? Are these names that were put out and they're not real? I don't know. You guys are there to make your judgment call, but I know that the story is Rand's on that list. And, you know, if you have a story and you don't have it confirmed and you don't get both sides, I guess you just put it out. So I guess Rand's in trouble. So there you go. All right, guys.
Obviously, he's implying, and that's the end of the video, but he's saying that, you know, when, Crypto Banter got the story about Ben Armstrong, and Ben Armstrong is saying that Rand didn't know the whole story, even though the information that Rand got was sent to him from somebody who had access to that lawsuit. So it wasn't like a fake story that Rand ran with, you could say, no pun intended. But, you know, I guess Ben Armstrong didn't like that, and now he's putting this out on to the internet. And obviously, I'm making a video about it, so other people are going to make a video about it. But I'm here to say that, look, is this true? Probably not true. But Ben Armstrong is back on his BS again, going after the Crypto Banter because he felt slighted that they spoke about the Hit Network situation. So it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments down below. What do you think of this entire situation? Do you think Ben is clout chasing? Do you think there's really a list? I'm interested to hear your opinion. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.